it changed my life really. Meeting Bob and Cindy. I grew up in Nazareth, home of Martin guitar, so I was involved with instruments all my life. Started playing in high school, and I met Dick Boak. He bought an old church in Nazareth, renovated it into his shop and house. We became great friends, and I built my first guitar there in '79, and that was acoustic guitars and some electrics. And then Bob was living in the Poconos at the time, and Dick knew him, and Bob asked him to find somebody to help him. He was having trouble with his carpal tunnel, and I went up. Dick asked me, and I introduced me to Bob. I went up a few weekends, worked with him, and he offered me a position, and ended up working with him for four years, and that's what started my Archtop career. I saw this when it was just pieces of wood, and it was a real treat to be able to work on this thing. It was a great project for the whole Archtop community, really. 22 Luthiers were picked by Scott, and it was just an amazing ongoing. The one story I do have about it, Scott chosen a blue color, and I think it was Pittsburgh paint color, and we were all excited, had it built. Bob sprayed it. We came in the next morning and it was green, so it was we were in shock. So believe it or not, I ended up sanding the whole guitar back to bare wood. We sealed it with I think a light primer or a shellac. I can't really remember. And we sprayed it again. So it was a remarkable project, and I was very, very fortunate to be involved, with this beautiful instrument. Bob built them like violins. He was always really intrigued with violins, so he started making the models without binding. And to this day, I still make a lot of my instruments without binding. It's just, I just like the simplicity of it, and that was the idea. And I also remember, sanding these a few too many times after trying to get the color off. But Bob was great with designs and coming up with new things, and even some of my little inlays and stuff I do today are tribute to his little markings around it. When you put portholes in here, and I'm not sure who was the first one to do it. I know this was pretty early on. It's definitely louder to the player when you have holes up here. And some have put little things in, but I remember Bob just saying, let's put some on the top out there, and and this was just his design, and innovative. I can't wait today, because I haven't seen them all together, for since the 90s, really. So it's going to be really interesting today to see them all. But everyone was, it was just a great project for everyone, and it brought everybody together too, at different shows and stuff. And the great thing about the Luthier community, everybody seems to really help each other, and I remember, Bob calling maybe John Buscarino and talking about this project, and probably other people called, and so it was really a great lift for the whole Archtop community. This sounds great, doesn't it? Just gotten better.